When I see a black man and one man, I think of strength, black empowerment we have within, building community development. Let's continue to build our own. Let's continue to stay strong. Motivation, no matter the hate, no stopping. You just go. Listen up to Quan, John, and Queen P for giving us a voice. Speak up for what's yours and yell and make that noise. We are kings and we are queens. Melanated royalty, just getting started. Loving self, self and knowledge. Stack that wealth. Motivational motors, y'all.
Booyah! Back at you, Motivation Motors. Got your boy Quan John and Miss Portia Mystique. Say what up, Portia. We back at you. Yeah, for the second season, first episode. Let's do it. How you feeling, Miss Portia?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited for season 2. Second season. New season, new painting.
That's right. Oh, I see you shining back there. Yeah. I see you shining.
How you doing?
I'm living and loving life to the fullest extent. You understand where this bar? Check it out. We're gonna speak about something we didn't touch on in season 1. We touched it on it a little bit, but we're gonna really delve into it today. And I've entitled it the presence or lack of patriarchy in the projects. I'm gonna say that again. The presence or lack of patriarchy in the projects.
Translation, where your daddy at?
Yeah, your pops at? Was your pops around? And you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man, because I've said it before. Coming up, living in project housing, there, like I said, we lived in a building, 16 floors, 8 apartments on each floor, and it was like 2, maybe 3 of us that had their father in the household. In the whole building.
Yeah.
On a daily basis. Think about, I mean, when I think about that statistic, it's alarming.
Yeah.
You know what it's similar to? It's similar to you say, you know what? I ate 1 time this month. Right? How would you look at someone if they told you, hey, Portia, I ate 1 time this month? You would say, what?
What? Yeah.
And isn't it the same thing that a building, 16 floors, 8 apartments on each floor, only 2 to 3 families had a father in the household every day? That's not an alarming statistic. Mm-hmm. That's not something that makes you, but you see how it's so accepted by us? When we don't even actually get along when we hear about a person not having a father that's black.
Yeah, it's nothing.
And that's sad.
It's like nothing.
We don't
hear that. It doesn't faze us.
It does not faze us at all, and it's sad. I'm actually writing a book right now called entitled "The Presence of Patriarchy." So these are a book of parables and fables speaking about young men and young women who either had their father in a household or didn't have their father in a household. They had them or they didn't, and it actually served as a disservice to them or actually paved the way to the success. So because we have to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of men that aren't ready to be fathers. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference between a father and a daddy. You understand? A daddy can have sex with the woman, inseminate her, and have a baby, and he's the baby's daddy. A father is there to provide for the child. A father is there to feed the child. A father is there to educate the child. A father is there to teach the child how to ride the bike. A father is there to tell his son about what it is, how to shave, things of that nature.
Right.
Those are some of the fundamental duties of a father. And growing up, especially in urban areas, this is an anomaly, man. It's crazy. When I thought about this topic myself, I'm like, it touched home for me, man. You understand? I got other than my 2 little baby girls, I got a son that's 22 right now. You understand? Mm-hmm. Me and his mother, we were married. Don't know why we did that, but we were young. Anyway, we got married for a year or so. And for that year, I was in his life every day. But because of the discrepancy and my epiphany that we weren't kindred spirits,
Yeah.
I had to leave the relationship. Now, I didn't leave him though. I left the relationship. And the interesting thing about my situation was that they lived in another state. We lived in another state. We lived in the state of Virginia. I'm from New York. So when I left the relationship, I left the state and came back to New York. However, you know, because it took me a while to even get to this point. And I think, you know, a lot of times with I can't really speak for nobody else. It was really hard for me to leave the situation because I knew I would be leaving the presence of my son.
Right.
But this is what I actually came to I had this revelation. I said, hey, if I don't leave the presence of my son, I will be inevitably leaving him soon because I either was going to go to prison by way of me being with this woman, or I probably was going to drink myself to death and die. So I said, if I don't leave, I'm really going to leave him.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I did the knowledge with that. And I said, you know what? His chances of growth and progression is far greater me being away than me being there. However, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those fathers that just, you know, stayed away. No, he had every summer with me. I provided all the school clothes. I provided the Christmases. I provided the birthday. I was the father, even though I was 500 miles away still.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
And even when he got older, drop of a dime, if something was needed, it was provided too, as the father should. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's sad that a lot of us, especially the men, they don't have that. And it's like, it's not even, now we got to really look at the background of the situation, man. Why these fathers ain't there.
Yeah.
No doubt, a lot of them are straight cowards. But a lot of them aren't there because of their own upbringing.
It's just interesting that you say that, to talk about your relationship with your son and what went through your mind to make you not physically there, even though you were there. And it just made me think what your relationship was before he was even born. So I feel like a lot of fathers who aren't there, sure, a lot of it could be their own upbringing. But just thinking, I never thought about this before. I've never thought about this until you started talking about it and talking about your thought process. But I feel like a lot of them at that point, they are already deciding not to be there before that child is even born. I feel like
Reiterate that for me, what you just said.
I feel like the decision to not be in a child's life, from the father making the decision not to be in a child's life, happens before the child is born. They don't lay eyes on their child before then, right? Because I kind of feel like we talked about last season. You talked about what you felt when Ava was born, when you had your first girl. Imagine if a majority of these men were present for the birth of that child. You think they'd still decide not to be there?
Yo, it depends.
And
It depends.
I feel like it goes back to the relationship that he has with the mother. It's like, well, what relationship did y'all have so that made you feel like you wasn't gonna be there?
It depends. I say that because we got to look at it like this, Portia. We as people, we have to understand that we make decisions in life. Some of them are conscious, some of them are unconscious decisions. Okay. Let's take a guy, black man specifically, that didn't have his father. He could do one or two things. There's nothing etched in stone what he's going to do. If he didn't have his father, he could say, hey, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be in my child's life because I didn't have my father. Right. Or he could say, you know what? I didn't have my dad, so it wasn't that important for them. So it's not that important for my children to have their dad, right? He can say both of those things.
Yeah, he could make a choice with that, but I still think there are other factors involved. It's not just the fact that whether he had a father or not. That's not going to be the underlying decision for why.
That's not powerful though.
It is powerful, and I think that is part of the reason. But I think a larger reason as to why a father is not in a child's life, isn't just going to be because whether or not his
No,
father was in his life.
of course not. No, 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 no. Of course, I'm not saying that by any means. No,
Okay.
that's not the only reason. No, but give me some other factors.
Like the relationship he has with his girl. Like you
That's right.
said, you knew that if you stayed
That's
there
right.
physically, this was going
I
to
was
end
going to put
bad.
hands on him,
Exactly.
and
So
I
the
don't get down like that.
relationship, exactly. So the relationship that they have as partners, that alone, I feel like is going to determine whether or not he's going to be there. Now, him having
Their
a father
relationship.
in his life, yeah, the relationship. Because
I
okay,
can't
let's
say
say
that.
you get a girl knock, right? You get her pregnant, and y'all are in love, and everything is happening, and you're happy, and y'all plan to get
Right.
married and stuff. I think that will determine whether or not you'll be there. But if y'all are always like button heads, y'all aren't getting along or nothing like that, then you won't think nothing of her and therefore think nothing of that child if you're that type of guy.
I mean, I can't wholeheartedly agree with that because there are a lot of men, which I was, like I said, I didn't just think this one day, hey, I'm going to leave her because she's not compatible with me. No, that was a process. There was at one point in time that I couldn't see myself being away from my child, meaning I couldn't see myself being away from her, meaning I was just stomaching and holding it in that I felt like she wasn't compatible for me. So I really feel there also are a lot of men that are also only with the woman because of the child.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's like, but I knew that wouldn't work for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I think it was one of the better decisions I made. It definitely was because it freed me up to grow because I was a young guy. I was like 22, man.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? It's hard to grow you're in a marriage with the you know what I mean? And by the way, she had 2 other children.
Oh my God.
You understand? So that makes it a little more, yeah. They weren't mine. She had 2 other kids before my child.
Right.
So, that's
So all
another
those
situation.
factors played a role in your decision.
Yeah, because all of those were stressors.
Mm.
They were stressors. I think it was one of the better decisions I made. I was able to free myself to understand who I was. I was able to attain formal education. I was able to attain money, resources. I was able to attain a living space, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? To provide for him. Now, fast forward 20 years. Now, my child, he's involved with a young lady, okay? They have a baby. My grandson, Jameer, they have him. Love him to death. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, I thought that was a very odd decision for them to make to have a child because they lacked resources. But, who am I to say what you doing is wrong? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm going to support you as long as I see you putting the good foot forward.
Yeah.
As long as I told him that. Because I know you don't got nothing right now. He was like 19 or 20 when he had his first son. I said, I know you don't got nothing right now. I will help support you if I see you really putting in the work. When I say putting in work, he doesn't even have a high school diploma. So I said, hey, damn, at least get your diploma. You understand? Or get you something called a job.
Get it out.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So we had that agreement, if you will. He didn't adhere to the agreement. Okay, let's say that. Okay. All right. So I still was kind of, he's still a young guy. I'm still there for you. I understand. And I was actually very delicate and sensitive towards the situation because I know the household and the antics of his maternal background.
Okay. Yeah.
I understand that. I understand where he come from. You know what I'm saying? And see, me and his mother, we night and day when it comes to, things that I deem or she deems to be important. You understand?
Yeah.
Long story short, him and his girl got pregnant again, second time. Now I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
You making you making a Partridge Family right now. Now you making the Brady Bunch right now, fam. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you. I don't see you. You aren't progressing any. So how are you going to bring others into your non-progressive life?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? Cool. I still was cool with it. I was like, all right, I don't, that's on you. Lo and behold, 3 months after that, he leaves her.
No.
Okay.
With a
Now
baby and a
with
child, and she got 2 other kids.